Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LRS Prototype Series. We're here for round 1 at Daytona. And we're going to be racing here 61 laps. We got many drivers, all from different categories. So drivers like KL6 and Ellie are from LMP3. But drivers like Audi and Shiny are from LMP1. So we'll be doing a lot of other stuff here and there. And I'll go through all of it during the qualifying session. So let's get that first of all started up. We better get ready and look at those races. Keep an eye out for the next two, as we better go to Autopolis for the Nippon prototype race, and also to Interlagos for the 200 kilometers of Interlagos. Just keep an eye out on those races, and we'll be talking more about all the other things here and there. So we're about to be taking a look at the qualifying session here at Daytona. The first race of 10 races that we'll have here in Prototype Series. We're looking at Violet Sky getting ready to do her qualifying run. Have drivers like Blue the Demon, who also join here on the field. I'm just doing some stuff with LRS real quick, and I realized I was also messing up the whole thingy, so my apologies for that. I'm gonna quickly adjust that again. For some reason it breaks. My apologies for that, people. That was not my meaning. There we go, that should fix it. That definitely does fix it. My apologies for that. Either way, we also got drivers like Purple here. Another driver that we have on the field. And we also have Zach. He's about to start his lap here at Daytona. It's going to be a very long race. It's going to be 61 laps. And the thing I was working on is, I'll show you guys it right now, but we'll also be looking at this throughout the entirety of the race from time to time. It is this right here. This is basically, it shows the positions, it shows the times and everything. And also it will show how many positions have been gained and lost over the race. And we'll be talking about that too during the race. It'll be every 10 laps, and I'll be doing this in different places too. So it's always going to be the 10-lap race report, as I like to call it. And also another thing I'll say, these races are super long, so if I'm really quiet, I'm just enjoying the race. And I hope you'll also be enjoying the race too. So looking at Violet Sky, another driver that has also raced in different series, of course. For the Drivers and Legends 2, however, they won't be racing in different series. They'll be racing their first season or the first series will be Prototype LMP3 before they can go anywhere else. But Violet does race in another series, and that is the GT series, where we saw Violet Sky end up in 8th over there in Mugello in Italy. Well, it's not going to be the last time Violet will be in Italy. Not only for the GT, but also Prototype, because Prototype will also be racing at Monza. But that is way later. Way later. I don't want to talk about that so soon already, since we're here at Daytona. We're supposed to enjoy Daytona here. It's a great place. It's a fantastic circuit. And I love watching racing here. Especially when you see drivers like Danny Ellis that are getting a 137.233 getting himself into second so far. But Zach all the way top spot. Purple's also been racing a different series. Purple has been racing in the Stock Car series. Got himself a 12th spot in his debut race in Michigan. But now Purple's here in the LMP3 category, and let's see what the 13 could do here. And let's see what Artie could also do, since Artie will be racing not only here in Prototype, but also in GT. He has raced in GT so far, ended up 13th in the Mugello race. But he's driving a car that's not that great either. But we'll see if he'll change it. Of course, there has been plans for LRS to change the cars in the future. But so far, it's standing like it is. And will be changed in the latter half. Meanwhile, Dorikono, another driver that has been racing here and there, especially in the Stock Car series, but he's also here in the Prototype LMP3 category. And he ended up 13th in the race of Michigan in Stock Car. Ended up 13th, and now he's here. Let's see if he can do something even better. Of course, how this works, of course, all of these races are being run on different times. So, for example, Formula gets run first, then GT gets run second, then Stock Car gets run third, and Prototype is last. But Prototype sometimes has its own special day, due to just purely the fact that it's so damn long. The races are long in this. The races are long in LRS. Here we go. I was messing around, and now this should be the proper setup. Hopefully. Hopefully. Like, hopefully. It's fully hope. Here we go. That should be way better. Either way, taking a look at Blue the Demon, another driver that has been racing in GT, and for his debut race, he won. He won in his debut race in GT. Went to Mugello, took a victory right there. KL6, another driver. And we also have Linz, who currently has the fastest time of a 1:34.944 under his name here. And Linz been racing in Formula. And for his first race, he ended up 6th at Australia. So took the plane flight back here to America. And now he's here for the Prototype series. And I think he has been sharing some seats with other drivers, of course. Like, you know, some drivers also come from Australia, and also were racing in the Formula Series in Australia. And for example, like Miyu was also racing in Formula. Joined him on Prototype for the LMP3 category here, and now we have Miyu here. And the 18 of Miyu ended up 9th in Formula at Australia. Let's see how Miyu will be doing here. So far, it's now looking good here in the qualifying session, as we're about to have less than half a minute remaining. Less than 1.5 minutes remaining, like right now. It's not looking good for Miyu at the moment, but it's not looking good for KL6 either. However, for Ellie, it's looking fantastic. Pole position for the LMP3 class, and also pole position for Linz in the LMP1 class. KL6 is also another driver I'd say keep an eye out on, because he possibly has some potential. Safe start for Miu. Miu also has some potential here and there. I'm curious how she'll be doing for the entire season, not only in prototype but also in Formula. And just in LRS in general, I'm curious how Miu will be doing. So if I take a look at the 18, about to cross the line here. Dori Kodo, another driver, all the way in 12th at the moment, as Violet Sky shoots herself up to that spot. Now Blue the Demon in 3rd here in the qualifying. Dori Kodo, a driver with an insane history in terms of motorsport, did competitive drifting with JKR back in the day, and JKR brought him here into LRS. Said, hey, I know you have some skills. Come over here. Get over here. Just do a proper run. And Audi over there stopped for a second. I think there was a bit of contact, or Audi lost control of his car. Very unfortunate. Either way, Audi, another driver that also partook in Legends Endurance, ended up 4th, and Apollo ended up 5th. This qualifying session here at Daytona comes to an end. We're about to be taking a look at these drivers crossing the finish line, and then we're going to see who is going to be the winner after 61 laps. Of course, if you want to be a winner, of course, you want to start off with a good lap. So they're here, fast lap. And let's see if they could do it. See if they could hold their position for the entirety of the race. Crossing the line, Renacci. Let's see where she'll end up. No improvement. How about Violet Sky? Any improvement? Zach, no improvement. How about Violet Sky? Crossing the line. And no improvement. Making that a whole list of cars. Here we go. We got Lynn, Zach, Shiny, Audi, Denny, LMP1, Ellie, Purple, Blue, KL6, and Miu. LMP3 is about to go. And get ready for these cars. About to cross the line. Lynn's in the lead. 61 laps are about to be raced here. It's about to go green here at Daytona. Let's see who's going to become the winner here. We got a driver perspective from Lynn's. Doing all right so far. Shiny in 2nd. Meanwhile, let's look at how the LMP3 battle is going here. Ellie in the lead. Purple going very wide. This could give Blue a chance to get ahead. You definitely see Blue trying to go left and right and up and down. East and west and south and up. There's a lot of tire marks over there, and I think that is due to Audi. And speaking about Audi, we have Audi and Danny Allister getting close to each other. They're trying to overtake one another here. Zach gets ahead of Shiny, but Shiny is not going to give up. And Shiny on the inside. Can she get ahead? Yes, she can. Still side to side. No, she cannot. That Audi has a lot of top speed, and let's see how the Toyota will be going against it. Lap 2. Current race leader, Linz at the moment. And Purple gets ahead of Ellie. Meanwhile, Miu trying to get ahead of Violet Sky. Will the 18 get ahead of the 94? Will she do it? Yes, she will on the inside here. Into lap 2 they go. Now on the inside, Dorikoto gets ahead of Renachi. They're still side to side, very close. And Dory trying to find a way to get more slipstream from another driver. Reina now on the inside. Hugs that apex over there. Now, Dory. He's going to try to go for it again. And I think this is going to be settled at the banking. Very close. Does get ahead. And now, the 44 close to Miyu. Dory ahead of Miyu right there. Now closer to Violet Sky. Oh, it is very busy over here on turn 1. Looking at Dorikoto so far, all the way in 13th, side to side with Renachi. And now we're going to look at the LMP1 boys. And that is none other than Danny Allison that we're looking at behind Artie. Of course, Danny, one of the best drivers in LRS overall. And you can fight me for it, but he is one of the best ones. 17 has an insane history in LRS. Of course, he won the Roblox Eras. He's a 10, the most amount of points. And he has been a multi-time race winner in LRS, the Assetto Corsa era. Looking at Renachi here, a driver with a lot of racing history in the background. Like a lot of racing, like a very large racing history. He used to do GT racing and still does GT racing, but now in LRS. But beforehand, he used to do a lot of GT racing in Roblox and had multiple wins here and there across the field. Has been on the podium countless of times. Had a lot of wins, definitely over 20 or something in the sports car categories on Roblox. And now, here in the Assetto Corsa in the LRS series, Raiders here. And Dorikoto, of course, not that fond with sports car racing. has experience in it, but is very experienced in drifting, decided to join LRS under that drifting team name, none other than MVMT. Looking at Doricoto so far in 13th. Renacci in 12th, not that close. Not that far away from Miu either. Could try to go for an overtake. Tries to go for an overtake on the outside. Not working at all. And slips right back. Never mind. Reina tricked me, Miu right there. And now, the LMP1 race leader Linz coming over to lap the LMP3 cars. Definitely see Linz trying to be careful with the cars. Does not want to ruin that race at all. Neither does Zach as he also spears by. Shiny getting held back over there. Yeah, that's gonna be great for her. Meanwhile, Doricoto and Miu are side to side. This is not a good day today for Shiny, I can tell you that. And Artie close to Shiny could try to go for an overtake here. Or maybe after the traffic, because they're still side to side. This is making Shiny really mad. Now the LMP1 guys and gals are getting held back by the LMP3 drivers. And now there's a bit of a gap that Artie could go through. There you go. As now Danny Ellison also gets ahead of Shiny right here. Oh my lord, Shiny's suffering back there. There we go. Now Shiny gets ahead of Miu. Danny Ellis are in 5th at the moment. And they are battling in between the LMP3 group and everything. They're chasing each other in the traffic, and it is so cool to see. Now already get or Denny on the outside. Lap 8 out of 61 so far. Looking at Chaos 6 so far in third or in fourth. And Blue Demon in third, Ellie in second, and Purple in the lead with over 3 seconds. So lap 9, Linz goes, along with Zach and Artie, and Shani and Danny, all of the LMP1 drivers. And the crowd here jam-packed. It is straight up packed here at Daytona. Goes for the first ever prototype race in the prototype season. Something epic might happen here and there. Maybe something as epic as this, as Shiny gets on the inside. Puts a lot of pressure on Artie's car, but does manage to get ahead of the 11. Now, looking at KL6, a driver that has an alright amount of experience. I'll talk about it more later as we are looking at or as we see Linz cross the line. About to go into lap 10. Gonna do our 10-lap race report for the first time here. And currently it is looking very solid. Not much changing happening in LMP1, but that could all change within a second. Like what we're looking at on the screen at the bottom right, as you could see. With Artie and Shiny. They're close to each other, but also Dorikoto and Violet Sky. So taking a look at Violet Sky on the screen. Either way, on the standings here, we have multiple things that we can look at. Of course, the standings between multiple drivers, such as Dorikoto, for example. As you saw, it goes green or red. Dorikoto getting ahead of Violet Sky. LMP1 has just more so been the same. There has been a lot of position changing here and there, but not as much as like we have seen somebody go from more so everyone's just been staying their position and they've just been driving. Of course, one did overtake the other, but they managed to keep their position back, and that's how it is for now. As for the LMP1, the LMP3, however, we see that Purple has gone up 1 position and Ellie 1 down, as Ellie was pole position, but Purple managed to take that spot away in the latter half of the race. We're in the later half of the 10 laps. Blue still in third, KL6 still in fourth, but KL6 has been putting a lot of pressure on Blue, so that might happen within lap 20 or like in between these next few laps. We also see that Renachi has gained 3 spots. Of course, started all the way at the bottom, but now in the points margin, of course, the top 5 gets points here in LMP3, and so far it is looking solid for Renachi. Of course, lots of pressure from one and the other, but that's because of Dorikoto and Violet Skies. They're constantly going back and forth, and they're also getting close to Renachi at the moment, but should not be an issue for the 44. She is currently solid in 10th. Either way, we also have Violet Sky who lost the position. That's the one that Reina has. That's 10th position. But also fighting with Dorikoto at the same time. Mia lost 2 positions, but that's just due to the lack of pace that she's carrying here at Daytona so far. making that the 10-lap race report here at Daytona. We'll see. I'll also predict that KL6 will get ahead of Blue. So looking at him right here, and that Renacci might lose that 10th spot, but hopefully Renacci won't at the same time. We'll look to see how the 44 will be going against that. And also, I feel like Shiny would catch up to the Audis, or that the Porsches will be racing against Shiny at one point. Those are my predictions of the next laps. I'll see you guys next at lap 24. And we'll see this again. This whole thing we'll see again. Lap 20 for the 10-lap race report. Zach trying to get ahead of the others, so we're looking back at the race here. There's a lot of tire marks over there, but that's due to the cars just absolutely slip sliding over here. And the sun is slowly setting. Stadium lights are already on, so we might be going into the nighttime here at Daytona so soon already. That's lovely to see. Either way, look at the Pilot Sky and Doricota still fighting against each other. This has been going on for multiple laps at the moment. Renacci not even faced or bothered by the battle behind. And I'll also talk about the drivers that we have in LMP3, of course. We all know the drivers in LMP1. I mean, I think all of them have been... almost all of them have been a champion in LRS before. Shiny was a Roblox champion, then he was a Roblox champion. Audi is a two-time M Pro Stock Car champion. This is before everything here. And Linz has been a multi-time race winner. All of them has been race winners in Stock Car beforehand, in M Pro Stock Car. But they'll definitely be race winners in different series too. But the drivers in LMP3, however, those are all brand new drivers. With different backgrounds. For example, Purple, an okay driver, did some racing here and there on Roblox, decided to join LRS, and now the 13 is here. Of course, had a solid start to their race career. Of course, this will be fantastic for their race career to start off in this soon already, and Shiny pitting this soon. Already on lap 14 of 61. This might be a strategy that Shiny might be doing, where she pits really soon and then everyone else will pit later on. So I think she's trying to underpit the field, but that's really soon. Either way, Purple had an alright racing history, and now he's here in LRS to show that he has the skills to pay the bills, pretty much. As Renacci and KL6 are going against each other now. The 44 took that spot away, and now the 44 is going to hunt down to 25. Meanwhile, the 60 must be mad about that, as Shiny comes out of the pits. It is a nice sunset here at Daytona. A beautiful sunset. And Shiny back onto the field, and of course 40 seconds down. It is now push like a mofo, and you'll be solid for the remaining of the race. Either way, Ellie, another driver, has a very, very solid racing history. Did stock car beforehand and also GT racing beforehand. And now here in LRS, let's see how the 93 will be doing. Of course, the 93 does not only race in prototype, but also races in GT. And I mean, Purple, same story with stock car. Purple ended up in 12th in Michigan, their first race. Ellie in Mugello in the first race, or in her first race, and up 14th. Of course, not a bad result, but she is driving with the Ferrari or with the Lamborghini drivers. So those drivers, whoa, there's Audi going really slow. The Audi mess up? I cannot tell what happened. Either way, now Danny Allister could try to take that turn that fourth into a third, and have to do it as soon as possible before Shiny arrives. When Shiny arrives, that's going to be a bit difficult for these Porsche drivers. And yeah, Ellie is driving with the Lamborghini drivers. So those include Shiny and Metro. Metro, another driver from stock car, and wait, does he race stock car? No, Metro races GT and Formula. Excuse me. Metro races in Formula, and he was 10th in that race. He's not here though, but yeah, Ellie racing with those two drivers, and those two drivers have a lot of experience. I mean, one of them is literally here, and that's Shiny. The number one is here. So, yeah, you gotta learn from the greats, and I think the greats will also want the youth to learn too. So I think Shiny is being very supportive towards Ellie. And it's nice to see stuff like that. So look at Danny Allister getting even closer and closer to Artie right here. Oh boy. Is it time? I think it's time, people. I think it really is time. We're looking at these drivers coming over to the banking. And Tori Koto in 9th so far, overtook Renacci, and now closer to Blue the Demon. Blue needs to re-up his pace here, or else it is done deal for him. Either way, Danny Allister trying to get ahead of Artie. And I think it is time. Well, I'm gonna wait for these two to duke it out real quick. Then I'm gonna say it. Whoa, on the outside, Danny Allister. Oh, it does get side to side here. As they now stay back behind Artie, but he's not gonna give up. He's still gonna go side to side with the 11. Whoa, that was a nice battle right there. Hopefully that battle keeps on going. Either way, as the sun is setting and the headlights are turning on, we're about to be racing under the stars here at Daytona. Glad to say that officially here. Yes, so yeah, what I was talking about with Ellie is of course driving with the other drivers or with the other cars, so she should be solid. And that looks like Zach coming into the pits. Linz, however, keeps on driving, so it's one of the two Audi boys that drives, that goes into the pits. And they're gonna switch it up. Either way, the other driver that we have is Blue the Demon. who's currently in third, or also in eighth, but it's in third in LMP3 category. Blue the Demon, another driver I would say keep an eye out on. He's an absolute monster. As he, in his debut GT race, won. He won at Mugello in his first ever race. And he, of course, races under the Phantom Motorsports team car. And that's because Phantom is a car brand in BeamNG made by him. He's of course the owner of Phantom. Decided to race here for the Phantom Motorsports team under with LMP3 and GT. And Blue the Demon announcing his entry with Phantom Motorsports team. Of course, that turned a lot of heads towards JKR and Acumen Motorsports, as people have been rumoring that people rumored that Phantom versus Acumen might be one of the is going to be one of the best battles ever, and I could see that. I could generally see that. Blue Demon against JKR, and there's already been, of course, with those two already being like teams, but having a single driver. Of course, there have been signings here and there. For example, like JKR going to sign Intoxicated soon when teams become available. And Blue the Demon planning on signing Smoke Hero when teams become available. So we're really going to see we really are going to see like manufacturers and drivers battling against each other. And mostly it's gonna go down in GT. And of course, stock car and prototype, those are different categories, but Blue mostly planning on dominating prototype and JKR planning on dominating stock car with their teams. But GT, that's the place where battles are going to be held at. The other driver, of course, Miyu. Miyu also had a solid history in racing. Did some racing in Roblox. A lot of these drivers originated from Roblox, including Miyu here. The 18 that now is here with us in LRS, driving the BTS BT21 Man livery from Philippines. And Linz, the race leader, into the pits. And I'll wait for him to get out of the pits to do the 10 lap race report. And it looks like the Audi boys are doing a little bit of a switch up. Because now Linz gets into the pits and is now rushing for the 43. And see if he could get ahead of Linz here. Or did Linz buy himself enough time and get a fast enough pits or fast enough run? Stay ahead. Oh, it might come down here. Oh, it literally comes down over here. They better go side to side as Linz comes out of the pits. Not side to side, but now Zach extremely close. And now also the LMP3 guys also fairly close. Or the Porsche drivers very close. So now first place is on the question. And I love this. But yes, also by the other drivers, Purple racing also in stock car, and in his first stock car race ended up in let me double check real quick, in 12th. Meanwhile, Ellie, also racing in GT, ended up in her first race in 14th. Blue the Demon in his first race in GT, of course, the race win. That's an insane one, by the way. Dorikoto in his first stock car race or his first race in the stock car, he ended up in 13th, and KL6, also another driver, he races in a stock car, ended up 15th after an incident with JKR. Violet Sky, another driver racing in GT, actually ended up in 8th. Very nice and solid result. And Miyu, another driver, ended up in racing a Formula, and in her debut race ended up 9th in Formula. And Renachi, who I accidentally forgot about, in GT. And Reina ended up 18th in what's it called? Reina ended 18th in Mugello, Italy. Those are really the results. But there's also, of course, the LMP1 drivers. Of course, I'm putting a lot of shine on the LMP3 drivers because these are the future of LRS. These drivers could do it. Either way, the LMP1 drivers, Lance, of course, he races in Formula. And Lance ended up 6th in his first Formula race in Australia. Zach also racing in Formula and ended up 3rd. He actually got a podium in Australia, almost a Florida. Almost a Florida. Formula Florida. That's what I almost said. But in Australia, in Formula, ended up on the podium. Danny Allister, a driver that races in GT, and he ended up 9th in his debut race in Mugello, Italy, in GT. And Artie, another driver in GT, ended up 13th, unfortunately, and Shiny also in the same series, and she ended up in 11th. And that's pretty much all I could say about that. And I think I kind of missed the whole 10-lap race report thingy. So, comment aside, let's quickly do that real quick. Either way, the 10-lap race report, although we are 2 laps later, who cares? We have a lot of action here and there, and there's definitely a lot of action going on in the live race at the bottom right over there, as Audie and Danny Allister are extremely close to one another, and we might see an overtake from one of these 2 drivers in the Porsches. Either way, we have Linz still in the lead, and he did that despite pitting, so he got himself a free pit stop while staying in the lead, and that's very impressive. Meanwhile, Zach is 2nd. Both the Audi boys in a 1-2 situation right here. Danny Allister in 3rd, and he got himself 2 positions gained, but he might lose one from Audi, who might also get himself 1 position ahead. And Shiny 2 positions down, but that's due to her pitting. So that concludes LMP1. Not much happened, more so just overtakes here and there, and those overtakes you see, that's what happened on the leaderboard over there. 2 overtakes from Danny Allister is pretty much what happened. But as well as so overtaking Artie and Shiny pitting. And the LMP3 category, however, Purple in the lead, of course. Still in the lead. Ooh, jeez, that got scary. Purple still in the lead. Ellie in 2nd with over 3.5 seconds of distance from the 13. Blue in 3rd, and he protected his position very well as the Brit is doing very solid for his first race, his debut race here. Dorikoto in 4th gained a lot of positions after fighting with a lot of drivers, including Renachi. And Reina in 5th. Of course, tried to get ahead of Dorikoto. Didn't work. But that was, of course, went back and is now in 10th. Still in the points margin, so that is a positive right there. Kale 6 in 6th place. Just not having a good run so far. Lost a lot of positions. Also did not have a solid qualifying session. But qualifying aside, it's having an even worse race so far. Violet Sky all the way in 7th. Very unfortunate how the 94's race has been going. And Miu all the way at the bottom. And as, of course, again, a very unfortunate situation. But let's see if these two will be able to get ahead of the pack as they're in their own race so far. Like almost over 10 seconds away from KL6. So they are in their own league at the moment. And so, I mean, for the same story for Ellie and Purple. And the pack in between is Blue, Dory, Runachi, KL6. And my predictions for the next 10 laps. I think one of the Porsches are going to pit. And I feel like it's going to be Danny Elster's going to pit. Artie might also pit. I think it's going to be both Porsches, but I won't be surprised if it's one of them. Shiny definitely will catch up to the Porsches and try to go against the Porsches in the latter half of the race. Meanwhile, Vaiska and Miu going side to side onto the start-finish line, to the banking there. And gets that spot ahead of the 94. I also predict that Dorikoto is going to challenge Blue the Demon. And hopefully we'll see a battle between those two and Blue the Demon holding back Dory and defending his position. That'll be great to see, and well, looking at the camera, they also know. Either way, those are my predictions for the next 30 laps, and that will conclude the 10 lap race report, as we'll do this again in lap 30. So looking back at the race, I had to do something real quick, and I'm back. Miyu ahead of Violet Sky, as Violet is all the way at the bottom now. And Dory getting even closer and closer to Blue the Demon so far. Ellie in second and also getting closer to Purple. And I don't know if there have been any incidents or whatsoever, but I don't know. We'll look at it again like later on. LMP1 cars coming over again to lap the LMP3 cars, as it is pitch black here in Daytona. to lap 27 of 61. And there we have the 43 of Zach getting ahead. Looking at the 44 of Reinachi, but not that far away from Dorikoto so far. Well, it is over a second away, but Dorikoto also closer to Blue the Demon. Now it's now or never for the 24 for him to overtake the 25, but the question is, when will he do it? Now Dory even closer and closer, and this is what I was expecting. These two fighting against each other. It's gonna be now or never. And Shiny catching up to the Porsches. It's all coming to fruition. As I said, those two things I predicted will happen. Well, they are happening. As Dory gets even closer and closer to Blue the Demon and puts a lot of pressure on the 25. That final podium spot is now in question for the LMP3. About to go into lap 30. Lintz crossing the line. And Zach is second. Danny Ellison in third. And meanwhile, Audi in fourth and Shiny getting closer and closer. Really trying to put pressure on the 11. Either way, 10 lap race report. As we currently going to take a look at it. Live race at the bottom right if you want to keep up with it. Either way, the 10 lap race report we have. Linz and Zach still 1-2. And Linz pitted. No issue in the slightest. Was fast enough to pit without any positions lost. So Linz still in the lead so far. And Zach in second. Danny Ellison in third. As they gained 2 positions due to Shiny pitting. And no positions have been changed between them. Shiny, however, could, in fact, is pressuring Artie and trying to get ahead of that Porsche with the Toyota. So Artie's position might not be staying there for too long. As the number 1 is slowly but surely getting closer and closer as we look at the live screen. Is now the timing or the timer is yellow for Shiny, meaning that she's in striking distance. So we're going to see a position change very soon. For the LMP3 drivers, however, we have Purple still in the lead here. And speaking about Purple holding back Shiny right there, but letting Artie by. That's not a good thing you want to have. Either way, now Purple over 4 laps behind the LMP1 cars, but still in the lead for LMP3. Ellie in second, and not much has changed over there, however. But on the lower end, Dori Kodo has been battling Blue the Demon and putting pressure on him, telling him to move aside and give that spot. But Blue the Demon is not gonna just give that spot away. Blue the Demon is not gonna go down without a fight. You can definitely see that in the way he's driving as Dori Kodo gets even closer. And you can definitely see that Blue will immediately take a very, very smart line in terms of driving. A very, very genius driving line. And Shiny gets ahead of Audi right here. And now the 1 is closer to the podium than ever. As Audi tries to get even closer, did not work. And now the Pokemon Black and White Toyota of Shiny is even closer to that podium spot. And now the next driver she's going to go after is Danny Ellison. Either way, back at the battle with LMP3 as the position changes are happening. Blue the Demon and Dori Kodo side to side, I think. I know, showing Audi at the moment. And it looks like Dori Kodo took that spot away from Blue the Demon. But is it a confirmed overtake? Is it a confirmed overtake? Yes, it is. And now Dori Kodo ahead of Blue, pushing the 25 out of podium. I think the 25 will like that in the slightest either. I think he's going to fight right back. I think he's going to charge right back at him. Either way, that has also been changed now. And we now see Dori Kodo with the most overtakes in LMP3 and just overall the most overtakes. And Renachi the second most with 3 overtakes. Violet Sky, who lost their position in 12th and is all the way down to 13th at the moment at the bottom. And Miyu, who got ahead. KL6 not having a good drive either. And it looks like another car's coming to the pits, and that is Purple, the LMP3 race leader, coming into the pits. Well, now my predictions are, now that the LMP3 cars are going to pit, I do predict that we're going to see KL6 possibly pit. We're going to see Violet Sky pit. Blue the Demon might also pit. And I think Ellie too in the future. But those are my predictions pretty much. For the LMP1, I really predict that, of course, Shiny will overtake Danny Ellison. That's a definite thing that will happen. But those are pretty much my predictions for the next few laps And now conclude the 10 lap race point as we're going to do this again at lap 40. Blue the Demon now in podium again, but Doricota now in second as the race leader Purple, or the LMP leader Purple, had the pits and is now all the way at the bottom. But it's the first LMP3 driver to pit out of all the other drivers. So I think Purple's going to go for a one stop, but doing it as soon as possible. So this might be Purple playing the long game and trying to think of the latter half of the race. Meanwhile, Shiny getting closer and closer to Danny Allister as Danny Allister sparking all over the banking. But that does not bother the one in the slightest. Now Shiny side to side with Danny Allister, but has the Toyota taking that spot away? No. And we are right back to Legendary Journeys again. Toyota versus Porsche. It was exactly like this. But now Shiny ahead of Danny Allister. Whoa, there goes Blue the Demon, locked up there for a bit. But he does have the car under control. That got a bit scary right there, but now that could give Renacci a chance to get even closer and closer. And Ellie in a race of her own at this point. Over 13 seconds ahead of Doricota in second. Demon currently in third, and Renacci getting closer and closer now that the LMP1 Porsche is out of the way. This could give Renacci an opportunity to try to charge again. And let's see if the 44 will be able to successfully charge this time, however. Looking at the 25 Blue Demon. Of course, he is planning on signing Smokero for his racing team, the Phantom Motorsports team. But the third driver is still unknown. And of course, he's going to be racing in. He's of course going to be racing in the same series. Smokero is going to be racing in his series, but they'll both be having the Phantom Ghost icon, or the Phantom logo, which is the Ghost. Those will be on the cars. And Renacci, however, that team, or the team that Renacci will be in, is still unknown. But we'll see what the 44 wants. Of course, Artie has a team ready, and Ellie, and now pitting, and this is the one of the things I was kind of predicting. I did expect Ellie to pit at one point, and well, here we have it. The race leader, the 93 LMP3 race leader, coming into the pits, and let's see who's gonna be taking the lead now. It's gonna be Dory taking the lead here at Daytona. And Pilot Sky now getting ahead. Oh, Danny Allister went a bit off over there. Now this could give Audie an opportunity. Currently into lap 39, these drivers are about to go. And Reina in third at the moment, now on podium. But it's not going to be soon until those drivers are also going to pit. And Ellie all the way in 13th at the moment. As we are about to go into lap 40 with Lintz still in the lead here. This means it's a 10-lap race report as Blue the Demon comes into the pits and Renacci takes a second spot. And there goes the 25 into the pits this soon already. Either way, I'll actually wait for Blue to finish his pit stop, and then we're going to talk about the 10-lap race report. Blue the Demon back onto the field again. All the way in 13th, however, but he is back on the field. And now we could do our 10-lap race report. 40 laps in, and we're here with the top 3 not being changed, but Shiny fought back against the 2 Porsches after her pit stop, and now she's back in 3rd position behind the Audis, who are in the lead by a big margin. The Porsches 4 and 5, of course, they have had their difficulty, as we see with Audi and Danny Alistair, both of them sparking around Daytona all the time. It's not a good sign, but hopefully that will end soon. Either way, the LMP3 category, we see Renacci and Doricota with 6 overtakes, and that's of course because of everyone else pitting. Those including Ellie, Purple, and Blue the Demon, as the LMP3 cars are now frequently going to pit. And KL6 in the podiums also, but Doricota in the lead, Renacci in 2nd, KL6 in 3rd, and Miyu in 4th, and Violet Sky in 5th. Purple 6, Ellie in 7th, and Blue the Demon in 8th. Those 3 drivers have pit beforehand. And I do expect that Doricota and Renacci and KL6 and everyone else slowly will pit. And I think that's what Purple's strategy is. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is the strategy. Meanwhile, already really close to Danny Alistair, so I do expect Danny Alistair to get overtaken by Artie. Or if Shiny could get closer to the Audi drivers. Either way, that is the 10-lap race report that I would give here. My predictions, of course, are the overtaking Danny and the LMP1 leaders, the top 3 in LMP3, excuse me, the top 3 in LMP3 pitting. But I also expect the LMP1 drivers to also pit as Audi gets ahead of Danny Alistair. Making that the 10-lap race report. We'll see you guys again at lap 50. Doricota coming to the pits, and as I said, looking back at the race, Doricota into the pits and Renacci leading the field. KL6 also getting ahead, and Miyu, same story, Violet Sky. Things are slowly coming back to what they were, which does not sound good for any of the drivers, especially for Doricota, who's the 4th driver to pit out of all of the LMP3 drivers. We of course have 4 more left that still have to hit the pits, but I think they're gonna do it way later than ever. But Purple's strategy is slowly coming to fruition as Artie gets really close right there. Didn't make contact with, I think that is Renacci over there. Can't really see it. Well, Danny also nearly made contact over there. Oh, that's Ellie that they almost made contact with. Either way, Doricota out of the pits. And Blue the Demon can overtake that 24 real quick, if he has the patience and the skills to do so. Oh, that's a very fast overtake right there. And I think, is Audi out? Audi's done! On the side! The 11 is standing still. And now he's back onto the field. But I don't know what happened. I think he spun out. Oi, 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 oi. Not a great day for the Porsches in the slightest here at Daytona. As Audi now tries to finish that lap. And the 43 is about to overtake the 11 and lap him. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup over there. But it is all fine for Dorikoto. This Blue Demon does get really close. And Violet skying to the pits out of all drivers. And Violet now, the 5th driver to come into the pits, as Ellie is now into the podiums. Or not in the podiums, in the points margin, excuse me. Just taking a look at Miyu so far, the number 18. In third place. Lots of improvement from the Filipino. Meanwhile, we have Blue all the way at the back. Well, not really all the way at the back. That's Violet Skyers more so all the way at the back, but Blue also not able to overtake Torikoda here. And I think he's more so gonna play the long game and wait for everyone else to pit. As the next pit stop is not confirmed yet, well, we'll find out who's going to pit yet. Or we'll find out who's going to pit next, actually. Look at Miyu getting close to the Chaos 6 here. But not much is happening. And so I'm so quiet, there's not much happening. What am I supposed to talk about? Well, you know what? I do got some things to talk about. I might just do that at the, after the 10-lap race report. I need something to do, so I hate being quiet for a while. Now Miyu getting closer and closer. Let's see if she's able to overtake the 60 of KL6. Side to side into lap 48 they go. And Miyu still side to side with KL6. Turn 1. And Reina into the pits. This means that Miyu now takes the lead. KL6 a second, and now Purple's idea and his strategy is now coming into play. As now Purple will get into third position. And this was definitely his plan all along. Arena comes out of the pits. Ahead of Violet Sky, but behind Blue the Demon. And 44 is back in the field. As 10 laps have happened as we're in lap 50 of 61 for the last time. we're gonna be doing a 10 lap race report. And why am I saying last time? Because after this, lap 60, what am I supposed to say? It's already 1 lap before the race finish. So instead of talking about lap 60, instead of talking about everything that happened in lap 60, just watch the race. That's all I can tell you. Either way, the top 3 still unchanged. Lindsay in the lead, Zach in second, Shani in third, Danny Alistair in fourth, and Artie in fifth. Not much has happened. Of course, well, Danny Alistair did get ahead of Artie after Artie messed up, and he stood still for a while, and that's why he's so far away from the 17. And that's pretty much all I could say about LMP1. The LMP3, however, we've seen a lot of drivers pit, those being Renacci and Violet Sky. Those two have pit also, and this, now Miu pits and KL6 will be leading, but this is Purple's idea. He was super smart for doing this, and now, because he pits so soon, and now everyone else pits, Purple is now in second place. And this was an idea all along. Since he was the race leader, pitted first, and then he need to pit afterwards. Very, very smart from the 13. Who's now in second. Of course, Miu pitting at the moment, so I guess I'll sure wait till Miu comes out of the pits. Does get ahead of, or Renacci does get ahead. Blue Demon, unfortunately, did miss out on the podium, but he is in points margin. So that's a good thing. That is a plus right there. Either way, KL6 now in the lead. Of course, after Miu had the pit. Purple in second, and this was his plan all along. And Ellie in third, which is a really nice thing to see for the 93. Dory in fourth, and Blue in fifth. Of course, anyone underneath Dory all have pit recently, including Renacci, Miu, and Violet Sky, as we saw Miu pit not that long ago. And now in 12th outside of the points margin, but I think that pit stop was very, very mandatory. So that pretty much sums up the 10 lap race report for the last time. And we'll see who's going to be taking the black and white checkered flag at the end of this race at lap 61. So thank you for sticking to this race. And we'll see the black and white checkered flag in a bit. KL6 now pinning as we're looking back at the race. And now this 100% was Purple's plan. This was Purple's plan right here. And now the 13 in the lead. By a big margin too. This is very, very smart from the 13 right here. Very, very smart strategy. Pit soon, and now you're up front. As KL6 finishes his pit stop, he is not going to push out Renacci from the points. As now, KL6 comes out of the pits behind Miu. Excuse me. currently looking at Blue the Demon, who is not that far from points margin. He is in points margin, but sadly not on podium. And I do think he really wants that podium badly, but he's not really pushing. As he knows, Dory is over 3 seconds far away, and pushing now will not be worth it. But I would like to be proven wrong, so prove me wrong, Blue. See what you could do. Looking at the race leader of LMP3, that's not other than Purple in the 13. And KL6, the previous race leader. And this was Purple's plan all along, ever since the earlier section of the Daytona, prototype Daytona race, where Purple pitted way sooner than usual. And that gave that of course gave what's it called, that made everyone else of course get ahead of Purple, and Purple all the way in the back. But slowly but surely everyone else started pitting, and now Purple in the lead here at Daytona. Artie standing still again. Unless he's waiting for the other cars to get ahead. But Artie again off the track. It looks like he's not even bringing that car back out. Unless he's actually waiting. No. He's not moving. That is it for Artie. All the way in 5th. And I think even a lap down at this point. Oi, 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 oi. This amount of drama already at the end. The Porsche does not make it. And instead breaks it. Artie now coming out of the pits, a bit slippery, slidey here and there, but now over a whole lap down. Very unfortunate that the 11's race has to end like this. Not the way he wants to start off the season in the slightest. But he is now here in LMP1. He's back in the race, and that's the good thing. And this time he's not really emitting sparks now. So I think when he got towed back to the pits, he also fixed his car. Nice. Looking at KL6 so far, all the way in 12th place and over 1.5 seconds away from me. Over a second, excuse me, no, not over 1.5 seconds, over a second away from the 18 of Miyu. Either way, we have KL6 here. And the thingy I wanted to talk about is the schedule in Prototype. I'm sorry, I've just been super quiet. I've just been watching the race. Either way, the schedule of Prototype. Of course, this is here around the one at Daytona, but after this, we're gonna go to Japan for Autopolis for the Nippon Prototype race. Then we're gonna go for the 200 or the Boxer Bros. 200 or 200 kilometers of Interlagos in Brazil. Then we're gonna go to the Bahrain night race in Bahrain. Then we're gonna go back to the US for I completely forgot which race that was. I forgot what race it was. But either way, afterwards we have Spa-Francorchamps. Then we're gonna have Le Mans. Then Italy. And then we'll have Road Atlanta. And finally, to round it off, we have the LRS 400 at the Brickyard. And that's where the big one comes in, because that is 100 laps around the Indianapolis as KL6 swerves off. And so did Violet Sky, both of them. And there goes the race. Violet Sky does get back on the field though. But KL6 completely into the grass over there. And that is done deal right there for the... That is done deal for the Australian right there. Oy, 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 oy. That's not great to see. Looking at Ellie coming into lap 59, or well, -6 lap 59. It is getting brighter and brighter here at Daytona as the sun is rising. So do you see the sun rising here? And already getting ahead of Blue the Demon here. Danielle is also trying to get ahead. And already trying to get ahead to make sure he doesn't get pit again or get overtaken again. Lap 60. And as the sun is rising, the headlights are still on, however, but the sun is rising and it is pretty dark. It is becoming brighter and brighter here at Daytona. Good morning, USA. You're about to watch a legend here in Daytona. You're about to watch a race winner here in Daytona. Good morning, USA. Get yourself some coffee. And let's see who's going to become a race winner here at Daytona. Oh, Danny also does get close. Danny Allister also messed up. Oy, 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 that's not good. So what do you think? White flag. One more lap to go here at Daytona. We're finally coming over to a conclusion. And we have seen lots of things unfold here. including Purple. Pit strategy, the pit strategy for Purple, where he pitted before everyone else. And now we'll see Purple, after everyone else pitted, take the front spot here at Daytona. Meanwhile, Dory Cotto fought with tooth and nail, and he's now here on the podiums. Ellie, also very consistent and blew the demon. Unfortunately, does not get a podium, but he does get into the points margin. And he has been fighting like an insane mad lad right here at Daytona today. And so did Renacci and Miyu. Violet Sky, same story. KL6, of course, he had an incident at the end of the race. But he will cross the line, so it won't be a definitive DNF for the Australian. As we look at Linz, coming over to the start-finish line, waving a black and white checkered flag. It's going to be Norwegian here, as Linz wins the Daytona Prototype Opener, and Danny Allister again into the fucking side. And so did Artie Choki. Meanwhile, Dory Cotto also coming over the line, crossing the line here. And Renacci, same story. Zach also about to cross the line. And he is going to make it a 1-2 for Audi here, as Zach gets a second spot. Dory in third. And we also have Violet Sky crossing the line here. Unfortunately out of the points, but we have Violet Sky in the finish. Audi with a very, very horrible race here. Danny Allister also with a very horrible racer. It has not been a great day for the Porsches, but hopefully it'll be a better day for them in a different racetrack. The fireworks are being shot already all over the place. Good morning, USA. You have witnessed a champion, a race winner here at the Legends, well, not Legends Endurance, but something even longer than the Legends Endurance. Legends 1, I would say. And that is none other than the Prototype Daytona Opener. As we're looking at Purple also about to cross the line. The black and white checkered flag is still being waved. And the 13, after genius pit strategy, he deserves that victory. And he takes that victory right here. And so will Ellie. Danny Allister limping that car back. It could have not. Danny Allister definitely wished for something even greater here. And his car is completely out of question. He didn't pit, and now he has to drive really slow to make sure his car doesn't die. Oy. Very unfortunate for Danny Allister here. But Linz, after 98 minutes of first place, takes that first place. A whole 100% lead. As we're looking at Danny Allister slowly but surely coming over to the pits. At least he ended up in fourth. At least he ended up in the top 5, and that is a good thing. He did not end up like DNF. And you see him trying to go to the pits. He is really trying to go to the pits right now. He has to limp that car back, and it's very unfortunate how Danny Ellis's race at the end like that. Very, very unfortunate. As he comes into the pits, the race will also come to a conclusion. That concludes the race here at Daytona. So better get ready and take a look at the results in a bit. For the LMP1 category, Linz, Zach, Shani, Danny, and Audi. And the LMP3, it was Purple, Ellie, Dory, Blue, Renacci, Mia, Valesky, and KL6 fastest lap made by Linz. Just currently taking a look at the standings here. We have Linz in the lead, currently with 12 points. Zach is second with 9. Shani with 8. Of course, for the LMP3, it's Purple first, Ellie second, and Dory Cotto in third. And that's pretty much it here for LMP or for the LRS prototype. Gotta go for round 2 at Nippon Prototype Race.